everyone, I'm Becky Bros. The Yin Pose this week is Dragon Pose. So we're going to start from all fours, so you can come to hands and knees. And then step your right foot up between your hands. And it's your choice. Your hands can stay down on the floor. You can bring your hands to blocks. If you don't have blocks at home, you can use books or soup cans, even 2 big bottles of water, whatever works. And then you'll let the back knee rest down on the mat, top of the back foot on the floor, coming into a low lunge-like position. If your back knee bothers you at all, you can add a blanket, as I have, under the back knee. Or you can also take the blanket, roll it up, and place it under the shin so your knee's lifted off the floor. If you need to adjust the knee, just lift the knee off the ground so that you can slightly shift it back and just rest right above the kneecap, so there shouldn't be any pain in the back knee. As you find the first place you want to start in Dragon Pose, find an intensity of tension across the front of the back thigh. You may even start to feel this in the groin on the left or the right side, and then work from there. So to decrease the intensity, you can bring your hands down to the floor. Some of you may find this actually increases the intensity. You can let the hands rest on blocks and then relax your muscular tension. So the pelvis is shifting forward and the arms aren't doing much work. It's the arm bones that are supporting you. And then if you want to bring the torso upright, you can bring your hands onto the thighs and even lift the shoulders back a little bit, increasing the intensity in the front of the thigh. So this will be a little more work on the front thigh here as you let the muscles of the back leg relax. I'm going to keep my hands down on blocks. So once you find that spot where you feel a mild to moderate tension across the front of the back thigh, you'll just stay still here for the next 3 to 5 minutes. To help gauge your intensity, you're going to start to notice your breath. It should be moving effortlessly in and out. And if you notice at any time you start to hold the breath, or if it starts to become labored, then just decrease your intensity. And that may mean that you have to bring the torso more forward and the hands closer down to the floor. But try to remain still. You can keep your eyes open with a soft, steady gaze ahead. And when it's time to switch sides, press your hands down into the floor or blocks as you start to shift your weight back. And come back down onto all fours. It can be nice to stretch the legs out, maybe make a sigh of relief that you're about to switch sides. Or you can curl your toes under and lift the hips up into downward facing dog as you press into your hands. In downward facing dog, just start to stretch the back of the legs. And then when you're ready, move on to the other side. So stepping the left foot in between the hands. And then adjusting the back knee, so lifting it up off the floor so you're just above the kneecap. Adding the blanket if you want to use it. One of the options you may choose to take is to, rather than keeping the knee stacked above the ankle, shifting the front foot back, maybe even the heel starts to lift up off the floor. And this will help stimulate the ankle as well as stretch behind the ankle. So if you have healthy knees, it's alright in this Yin style pose to bring the knee in front of the ankle. If you're recovering from a knee injury at all, you may want to stick with the first version, keeping the knee directly above the ankle. And then find that place, that edge where you want to rest. So you feel the tension in the back thigh right in the front of the quadricep. Starting to feel slight tension also in the groins. If this bothers your low back at all, hands can come closer down to the mat, taking some tension off of the low back. And increasing the intensity if you want by bringing your hands onto the thigh. So dragon can be an intense pose. So do your best to stay still and not fidget for 3 to 5 minutes. Really letting the back front thigh open. And enjoying the relief that you'll get coming out of the pose. So after your 3 to 5 minutes, press into your hands to come back out of the pose onto all fours. coming into downward facing dog, or even taking child's pose, extending the hands forward and letting the tush sit back on the heels. Practice dragon pose 2 or 3 times this week, and then just start to notice the effects of how freeing up the hip flexors can help give some relief to the low back. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.